Okay, why does Red Wings women's line absolutely suck? Now they don't actually completely suck, but I do think they're kind of missing the mark. These are both Red Wing women's boots that I bought for my lady, and she hates them. Okay, and I kind of agree with her. They're they're giving horse girl, they're giving like dainty pumpkin spice latte, skinny jeans, big chunky sweater from like 2009. They're they're kind of they're some of the heritage was removed from them in to try to make them more feminine, and in fact that took them farther away from where I think like the kinds of girls are at that would wear Red Wings. The most famous women's Red Wing is these, and God, these are hideous. They're just horrible. I don't know. I mean, God, I feel bad if anyone's watching and you own these. They're very cool. You probably look super gorgeous in them. I just don't know what they are. Again, they're like 2009. They're not. They're nothing like what women are wearing now, and women are wearing cooler, more rugged and robust boots than ever. Like Doc Martens are super duper popular. Chelsea boots are super duper popular. Those GH Bass boots and shoes with like super luggy soles are very popular. Chunky sneakers, and I think these are made to appeal to again a 2009 kind of mid 30s mother of three that's like, okay, I'll wear these kind of on the weekend on the ranch or something. They're not work boots, but I don't really know what they are. I don't think they know what they are. This this boot is just way too sleek. It's made to like, okay, I'm gonna be like really kind of feminine and sleek and delicate. It's like these should be badass. This boot should be on a lug sole. This should be more robust and wider. Now, if you go, actually, women are, we've done the research. They care a lot more about just comfort out of the box. It's like, great, put like a leather topped foam insole, insert that'll make them super comfortable. Use a softer but thick leather. Right? SB Foot makes this is actually a very stiff leather. It's thinner, but it's stiffer, which is weird. It's like use a super oiled leather. Like use like some really nice nubucks, like those Doc Martens kind of crazy horse leather, which is crazy horse is just always like all right, you're middle of the road to low tier nubuck, but it's a decent leather. It's not terrible. I think they feel that their female colors need to be more feminine. It's like they don't. They really don't. I don't know any women that are like wearing like super feminine shoes. It's like that maybe like for, if you're going to a wedding and you're wearing a dress shoe or, high heel, but when they're wearing boots, they want chunky like arm limbs. I mean, think about how popular Blundstones are. Blundstones have a super bulbous rounded last. They have a very generous last. And by the way, an interesting thing about I mentioned Doc Martens and Blundstones, which are, my lady owns those. They're super duper popular. Arguably the most popular kind of like that style of whatever boot for women. Both of those do not differentiate between gender. So their men's and women's boots are the same exact thing. In fact, you could get both. It's just like the sizing is it just says like different size, but it's the same last, the same exact sizing scheme. It's just like we're gonna make them smaller, and that's it. These are very like bee width, very dainty, feminized version. Now like this has chunk to it, but like I don't know. And then something else I mentioned, I don't know any of my girlfriends like none of them will wear a wedge sole. Not a single one of them. They just won't. So like I don't know. I really think if Red Wing actually went with like and the word isn't masculine, it's just like with a super like bulbous, again, women are wearing big shoes. They want chunk. They want like yeah, I think shoes that don't feel like dainty skinny jeans, skimming my latte on a fall day with my pumpkin spice. Like that vibe was a thing, I'm sure, like 10 years ago or more. That's gone. And I think it's a great opportunity now for a brand like Red Wing to like try to compete with Blundstone and get, I don't know, 3% of their market. Cause now I would guess they don't even have like a 0.000 point, 1% of their market share. If they like actually made a competitor that was, again, robust, cool, accessible, was comfortable out of the box, not hard. I just think they can like, like women do care a lot about quality, but they also like, care about style and all that. But actually looking at these boots, they're made great. It's a Goodyear welt. A beautiful rough out leather from SB Foot. Really, really nice. Great binding, great stitching. These are very, very light. And then these similarly, like beautiful stitching, a great welt. They always have their just plastic or whatever rands. That's not ideal to have that crease in there, that empty space, but that's okay. But again, these just scream dainty, feminine. And like, yeah, just like as far as like reading the like culture, like women are not exactly like, I don't know, like the vibe is like I'll be a bad boss bitch or what. I mean, like I don't know. Most of the women I know aren't like that. But again, culturally, like I just think they're missing out. Like make your women's boots the same way you make your men's boots, and if anything, make them more masculine. Like make them freaking rugged and cool. And I think that they would be more successful and they would sell more because I don't know any women who wear Red Wings. I know a lot of men who do. And these two boots are like a great example. This boot is the biggest example. And again, I sincerely apologize to anyone, if any women are watching this. I bet you can rock this and make this look cool. In this photo, it's like she's wearing kind of like a green jumpsuit or whatever, or pants. That looks cool. That kind of works. But, and that is a nice leather. It's a beautiful leather. But what is that heel? It's not 2009. Sell your skinny jeans, donate them. I do like that they're using the vintage Red Wing Shoe Company box. I think that's cool. But my God, these are a miss. They're just a miss. And like, yeah, my woman won't touch them. Again, she's got Made in England Doc Martens, R.M. Williams, a bunch of Blundstones, Hunter boots. I got her a pair of Chippewas that she hates, but I'll eventually convince her to wear because I think those are actually really cool. I showed her these and I was like, I gave her the boxes. I was like, I want you to unbox these and just give me your initial impressions. And those were her impressions. She's like, she took these out and she's like, yeah, she's like, if these had a lug sole, I'd wear them. But like, she's like, they're giving horse girl. They're just giving like, again, skinny jeans, 2009, like just frankly, yeah, out of touch, out of style. Nick's boots as well. They tried to like make women's boots and they made like the Becca. And they just all like they throw on this like weird heel. It's like I get that you're like a lager boot company, but you don't have to like make them super feminine. Again, any women who I know who are wearing boots are wearing just boots. They're not wearing women's boots. They're not wearing ladies' boots. Like that's out. That's not in style anymore. I think for the best, this yellowy leather, like, I don't know, are you seeing, I guess it's like a cool sneaker. I don't know. Do you see popular shoes? So it's like, who are these for, right? Are they for, it almost feels like they're made by men imagining what women would like. And I know that's not the case. I'm sure they have, Red Wing's a very, very efficient, big company. They're going to hire the right people. And they have their, designers. But these do feel like men. Or, I mean, frankly, they're probably designed 5, 15, 10 years ago. And I don't know. You got to update, man. Like, you're really missing the point. And I promise you that, like, if they came out with just a great Chelsea boot that's a Blundstone contender that's just as bulbous and cool looking and looks great with everything but is better quality, women would pay $100 more. I mean, Blundstones are like $200. Red Wing sells most of their Chelsea boots for $300. It's like, make a great boot. Yeah. So God bless. They're cool. They're a good quality boot. They'll age nicely, but they're just a little bit off, and it's a shame. I hate to say it. I really do. But the outsoles are nice. The leathers are fun. SB Foot, really doesn't miss. But again, what I was going to say about this color is like, who's this for? What women are wearing like kind of a yellowish green boot? It'll look great. I don't know. Like the most popular sneaker now is like these chunky New Balance, like 550s, whatever they are called. And those are, the most popular colors are just like pretty much like a lot of whites and, browns and tans and kind of very neutral colors that will go with everything. That's like a yellowy tan. I don't know. Who's this for? It might be for you, and you might be able to rock them. Again, I do have a buddy, and she's got Red Wings, but they're just like she's the regular Aura Legacy, and they look sick. But they literally look like they might be men's boots because they look exactly like the men's boots. They're the same everything. Anyway, yeah, I mean, it'd be great if Red Wing got their act together and turned the women's heritage line into something a true contender. Something that can really make a mark and do something cool. All right. Thanks for watching. I hope this was helpful or informative or at least fun. God bless you.